So for our viewers here on Polo Line, those that are tuning in, welcome here to Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, for our grand final of His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023 between Ghantoot and UAE. For those people who are watching on Polo Line, and if you're even here, you can tune into it on your phone, pololine.tv. We'll now just go to some highlights here of the matches which got these two teams to the finals. Those tuned in Polo Line will be able to see some of the great highlights and some goals that were scored. And Beresford just leaning into one then, the long man himself, some nigh on 2 meters tall, who can hit this ball great distances. And there we are with a great view for our Polo Line viewers of this, the magnificent stand here at Ghantoot. Previously for the racecourse that was here, though unfortunately we haven't had racing here since 2004, 2005. And once more we'll cut back to some more highlights here now. This was Ghantoot against Habtal. And now moving back to a previous game between Ghantoot and the UAE. And so back live here now at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. And we're already getting a few comments and a few things. I'd like to say thank you very much to Mehmet for tuning in on Polo Line. And for our Polo Line viewers, there are our two lineups. For Ghantoot, we have Nasser Al-Shamsi, Emirati, playing at number 1 on 1 goals. At number 2, from Argentina, Secunda Amadori on 4. At number 3, Pablo Llorente on 6 goals from the Argentine, as well as Marcos Araja, playing at number 4 on 7 goals. For the UAE, we have playing at number 1, Her Highness Sheikh Maitha bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Playing at number 2, Lucas Monteverde Jr., playing on 6 goals, some 17 years of age. And at number 3, another young man up and coming with a massive future ahead of him is Antonio Hegi, playing on 5 goals. They've already been moved up to 6 goals in Argentina. And at the back door, it is the one and only Tommy Beresford. And of course, for those of you on Polo Line, please tune into social media, drop us a message, tell us where you're coming from. We'll see if we can give you a shout out during the match. It's at Polo Line OK for Instagram, at Polo Line OK on Twitter, and Polo Line on Facebook, and at Polo Line OK on TikTok. Follow those, tune them in, and start to follow Polo Line throughout the world. So we're just two players out there on the field, just saying best of luck and good luck to everybody as we see the Abu Dhabi Military Band. Who'll come before us here in front of the grandstand when I'll call everybody to be upstanding for the national anthem in due course of the United Arab Emirates. A wonderful spring afternoon here, and great to see a wonderful turnout for everybody, and so pleased to see that you are here today to watch and witness this, the grand final of His Highness the President Cup 2023. So momentarily, we will have the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding. So thank you very much indeed to the marching band. Always do a sterling job here at Ghantoot. We'll just have the two teams start to line up here now. So I can give a formal introduction of them, then we'll have a ceremonial throw-in. Now the two teams are lined up. For the UAE, playing at number 1 is Her Highness Sheikh Maitha bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Playing at number 2, it is the one and only Luquin Monteverde. Watch him closely. He's sharp, he's quick, he's fast. Playing at number 3, another young man in the form of Antonio Higgy. Under the back door to keep the youth under control, though he's not old himself, it is Tommy Beresford. And for Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club, we have playing at number 1, your very own Nasser Al-Shamsi. Playing at number 2, Secundo Amadori. Playing at number 3, Pablo Llorente. And at the back door, it is the man with always a smile on his face. It's Marcos Kakuaraja. Our umpires out on the field will be Peter Wright, Jason Dixon, the third man, of course, being the director of polo here in the UAE, Santiago Torregueta. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have His Excellency Saeed bin Hufan Al Masuri, Vice Chairman of the Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. His Excellency Salah Al Jazairi, Director General of Tourism and Culture here in Abu Dhabi. And of course, supporting them, as always, Mr. Khalid Saeed Al Mazouki for the ceremonial ball throw-in. And then we'll get this match underway. The long-awaited for final of His Highness, the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023. So, ladies and gentlemen, they'll line up properly here this time, and then we'll get this match underway. Long awaited for Ghantoot. Had a good season up there in Dubai for the Silver and Gold Cup, part of the Gold Cup series. However, the UAE coming off the win of both of those tournaments, having won the Silver Cup and won the Gold Cup, having done the double, come down here now into the Emirate of Abu Dhabi to try and get the Triple Crown, as it were. So it's all to play for out here this afternoon with Ghantoot hungry to stop and thwart the attack of the Dubai UAE team. And try to retain it here now for Ghantoot and Abu Dhabi. Players, you see, they've just left the field. They normally try to find a nice quieter pony for the presentation, and some of these horses will sometimes be a little bit noisy or a little bit scared by the noises, so they tend to come back out onto the field with something a little bit calmer and quieter for the presentation, then come onto the field. You'll see the players changing ponies quickly during the game itself. They'll come out here. We're playing over 5 periods of play, 5 chukkers as it's known, over 7 to 7.5 minutes long. We play for 7 minutes, then after 30 seconds of sudden death, if a foul or goal is scored, then it will end the chukker there. If we're all tied up at the end of chukker number 5, the first hooter bell will go at 7 minutes and they will play sudden death. If we're not tied up, the match will end on the first hooter. But that's a long way away from now. We'll play 3 chukkers first, and then we'll go forward to play the last 2 chukkers, totaling 5 chukkers in all. The game of polo, undoubtedly the oldest team sport in the world in history, of which there is a polo field that's being excavated the same size we have out here in front of us today. It's equivalent of 9 soccer fields. That is 300 yards long, 165 yards wide, with the goalposts being 8 yards apart. Sorry to talk in old language. And we just have, for our Polo Line viewers, we have the horses, which are of everything about the game of polo. 70-80% of your game is your horse. You must have horsepower. It's like a Formula One. Without the big team and organization behind it, tuning those engines and having the best engine, It makes it very difficult to compete against the Ferraris and the Mercedes of this world. Some of these horses have more air miles than you and I put together. They travel to England, they travel to Argentina, they travel back here to the UAE. Looked after in the most excellent manner. Luxurious style, looked after by vets, by physios. It's like having a spa. So the two teams are lined up on the far side. Umpire Dixon will start to get this match underway here now, with the ball into play here now. In the middle line out, going to the top of it. Secunda Amadori in the white shirt comes up with the play here now, gets hooked off out of it. I'll explain that a little bit later for our viewers here, and it's now going to be Pablo Llorente. Pablo picks it up here now. He's got Beresford in front. He has, looking to get up past Beresford. Jerry flops in front of him, and as he does, we get a whistle on the play. Quickly for our viewers here this afternoon on site. The rules of polo are set up for safety of horse and player. And you cannot just carve somebody up in the middle of the road. If you do, you create a potentially dangerous situation. If you do so, the umpires will blow the whistle and give a foul, a penalty, and put the team that was fouled in a position they would have been if they had not been fouled. And as you saw there, Pablo playing a little bit of cat and mouse, a bit of show and go, pushing the ball forward, and Beresford unfortunately just slipping across in front of him, and in doing so created a fouling situation, and the ball's now being placed down on the 30-yard line for a penalty 2 in favour of Ghantoot. He drives, he shoots. This is an undefended penalty. The flags are off, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. Ghantoot going out into the lead early here now with some 25 seconds played of this first chukker, with Marcos Araja putting the first one away. We would love to see some really good open field goals, some nice running polo, and I know that that is exactly what UAE are looking to do here this afternoon. As Jason Dixon lines them up, changing ends. They change ends after each goal is scored. Ghantoot in the white, heading from right to left towards Abu Dhabi. UAE from left to right, back towards Dubai. And there it is, the ball back into play, coming out with it here now. It's Pablo. Pablo comes up onto the play. Marcos Araja goes up forward, comes back in behind to give support, picks up the ball, drives it forward, drives that one up over the top. Looking there for Nasser Al-Shamsi to go forward onto it. He does, he picks it up on the near side, the left-hand side of the horse, and it's Dead-Eye Dick himself, Nasser Al-Shamsi, putting goal number 2 on the board here. Ghantoot has certainly come out with the opportunities and capitalising on them. And for our viewers of Polo Line, you just see Nasser getting himself positioned well, took the man and put the ball through on the near side being the left-hand side of the horse, of course. Our Polo Line viewers, I'll have to explain a little bit here to those here on site who are not quite as au fait and hardcore into their polo. It looks like we've had a whistle that's just been blown. An umpire has possibly seen, and Kaku's looking down at his pony, maybe his pony in a ride-off where two ponies come together. They may do so, provided they do so safely and at shoulder to shoulder. Just checking it's all okay, because sometimes they can get trodden on. And if there is an injury, it'll be removed from the field, be checked out by a veterinary surgeon before permitted back onto the field, or if that's its day for today. But Beresford picks the ball up off the back of the line out here. Kaku Araja there with him. Drives that one up forward, trying to get that one up there. Just get up past Shaker Maither, it goes on there. The backhand comes in by Nasser, but it's stopped, it's deflected. Looking for something, unsighted with his stick up in the air. There was Hagee. It backs in once more, a little bit scrappy, but in comes Luke Keane. Luke Keane drives that one in towards the goal, and he passes that one up there now for Antonio Hagee, and unfortunately it just goes wide. Not quite as clean as they would have liked. There's good defence there by Ghantoot. So the ball's placed down in the back line, a little bit like in football, for a goal kick to be brought back into play here now by Ghantoot. Marcos Araja, Kaku, under the neck, he sends that one out there for Pablo. Pablo picks it up here now, checks up once more. Loses a little bit of momentum. Drives it up here now, trying to link up with Kaku, but first onto it will be Beresford. Beresford plays the backhand, ricochets off the pony. No harm done. Comes up onto it, looking for something out of that one there with Shaker Maither. It looks like she might have just claimed that line as Secundo comes across. The line of the ball is infinite. It's the line that the ball has travelled. And you can quite clearly see those on Polo Line that Maither got herself established on the line when Pablo Llorente came across at an angle. therefore creating a slightly or potentially dangerous situation. So ball's placed down here now for what is called a penalty 5 in favour of the UAE, to be taken by Tommy Beresford. Beresford up on the play. He reaches skyward with that ball and sends it up forward into the danger zone. Coming on down, but it looks like it's gone out over the back line. That just gives you an example of how far this young man can hit this ball from within his own half or just inside the Ghantoot half, and places it clean out over the back line. So back in possession once more, it is Ghantoot from their own back line. Maybe there's a bit of nerves, a bit of tightness, a bit of tenseness with these players. Ball into play. Beresford comes in, opens up a nice backhand. Waiting for that is Lukeen, but quickly turning around onto it is going to be Kaku Raja. In comes Lukeen to put the pressure on him. Kaku brings it towards us here on the grandstand side. The ball will come now off the boards, trying to get onto it, but in comes the ride-off, comes inside the play. There does Lukeen, sends this one forward, tries to feed that ball up here now, does so for Antonio. Antonio beats the hook up past his man here now. He has one man in front of him and he's looking to dribble this one through. He's looking to dance his way through the traffic. He's still got possession of it, and then towards the goal it goes, and through the goal it goes. A beautifully worked goal there by Antonio Hagee. Taking the score now, 1 goal it is UAE, but it's still 2 goals up there to Ghantoot. You can see on the replay, Antonio had a lot of work to do. He had players trying to hook him and make a swipe at the ball all the way through. He had 3 players having a go at him, and he managed to take control of it, kept his head, did this young man, and managed to convert the goal. So back to the middle of the field it is once more. Ball, bowled into play it is. Coming off with it is Secundo. Secundo Amadori gets hooked off out of it, picks the ball up on the near side, does Kaku Raja. Feeding it up there for Secundo on the near side once more. Pushes up for Antonio. Antonio on the play. Over the top of that, ridden off at it. Nasser Al-Shamsi comes back, collects it, picks up the pieces here now. There's Nasser Al-Shamsi. Shamsi on the play. Nasser breaks away from the traffic, gets hooked there by Hagee, picks up the ball, takes man and ball, but in turn he's pinged off out of it as well, and it's now left for Secundo, who drills that one forward up there for Kaku Araja. Araja going hard, Araja running towards goal, Lukeen trying to get in and get the hook, but Araja looks like he's put that one away. Kaku Araja, goal number 5 on the board there for Ghantoot. It looks like we have Tommy Beresford thinking they might have just pointing out to the umpire. I reckon he might have come across the line of the ball a little bit, but umpires didn't see it or didn't deem it to be dangerous. Therefore, we have a goal being scored by Kaku Raja. 5-1's the score. The two teams will line up here now. If they have time to get this ball bowled into play. Into play it goes. The first two to goes. We've got 30 seconds of sudden death. Beresford dummies the backhand over the top of it, being hassled and challenged there by Kaku Raja. Beresford on the move here now. Beresford going goalward bound. Beresford just gets tangled up in the players there with Pablo, and we get a whistle on the play. So, ladies and gentlemen, that there will end Chukka number 1 with the score being 5 goals it is to Ghantoot and 1 goal to the UAE. The two teams will leave the field of play to quickly change ponies, couple of minutes, and then we'll be back on the field. And for those on Polo Line, we will go to a few messages and adverts from Polo Line. And for those here at
to be of service to another, to commit to a cause, to place the well-being of another above one's own is truly noble. It is one of the highest endeavors that man can undertake. Since 2007, Burjeel Holdings has been doing just that. An army of professionals working together to ensure your well-being always. Burjeel Holdings.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Polo Line viewers. After we've had some adverts and messages from Polo Line, and a good picture there of Tommy Beresford coming back out onto the field for the UAE. And I think we'll be starting off with a penalty in favour. And we just, for our Polo Line viewers, we can just see the last action there as Beresford comes forward. And as he does, it looked like Pablo just got himself caught in a little bit of no man's land. Or maybe a bit of clever play also by Beresford, just pushing the ball underneath his horse, creating an impediment. And therefore, we have a penalty in favour of the UAE. You've just seen Kaku Raja put a lovely 60-yard penalty away. We now have a 40-yard penalty here in favour of the UAE, which will be taken by Tommy Beresford. So Ghantoot are already based down that bottom end of the field. Opposite the scoreboard, they're able to get themselves back onto the field quickly, but here they are, in defence. As Beresford circles round here now. Tommy to take the penalty. Comes with a 30-yard penalty it is, drives it, shoots, it's undefended, and through the goal it goes. Flagman confirming that. 2 goals it is now to the UAE, but it's still 5 goals up there for Ghantoot. So back to the middle of the field. They'll throw the ball in from the far side for the first 3 chuckers, and then they'll come over to this side so you get the chance to have a really good look at them all. Umpire Dixon lines the 2 teams up here now. Bowls this ball into play. Into play it is. Off out the line, out it comes. Out the middle. Backhand comes in there by Lukeen. Trying to feed that one up there for Antonio, but he first to it is Pablo. Couldn't pick that one up there, Kakuraja, but it's going to be Antonio back onto this one. You see Matha just yielded off that play, because if she had, she would have probably fouled on it. But this time it's going to be sent up by Lukine. Lukine comes up onto it here now, but it's just short of Beresford. So Kakuraja slips in on the line. He gets a bit of a backhand, a little bit weak. We would have liked a little bit more on it, but Lukine picks it up here now. Watch this young man go to work. He's going to dance his way through. He's in for the tango, but he ends up being just ridden off out of that one there by Secunda Amadori. Amadori up on the play here now, and he makes a bit of a turning play, you see, just in front of Luque Monteverde. You must stay straight. You cannot just turn to your right across the line, because it could be dangerous. And you can see on the replay there, a nice little bit of play there by Secunda Amadori. But he's just got himself a little bit overcomplicated and turned across the front of Lukine. Was there really any danger? Probably not, but they are the rules, and the players will turn round and try to highlight these points to the umpires. And the umpires just having a quick discussion here now, possibly with a third man as well. All radio mic'd up. Umpires are throughout the world now. And we get another view from our Polo Line viewers. Secunda comes away with it here. Lukine thought he had him the first time, but he's relentless. He keeps going back, and he just turned inside, trying to get inside Antonio Hegi. And as he did turn back inside him, possibly, he just came across the front of Lukine. There's many things for an umpire to consider: its speed, its distance, safety, in the interpretation of the rules. There also tends to be a little bit of consideration, depending on the level of polo, with how competent the riders are. And I can assure you now, all these riders out here at this level are incredibly competent indeed, very highly attuned horsemen and horsewomen. So the ball's been placed down here now for a spot penalty in favour of Ghantoot. What's known as a penalty 5B. Again, put in a position they would have been if they're not being fouled. Being teed up there by Kakuraja. Kakuraja, you see him circling back. Pablo keeping close. Secundo going forward to try and look after Tommy. Nasser Al-Shamsi forward too. Is he going to go with the big one? Yes, it looks like he is. He goes with the driving shot. It's a whistle. It's along the round. It's hard. It's fast. But first coming on to this one here, looks like it's going to be Beresford. Beresford is not going to get out over the back line, so he opens up a big backhand. Quickly slipping onto that one there is Lukine. Lukine dancing in between the players here now. Lukine Monteverde, he's got time to look over his shoulder, but this time he just leaves that one behind. It's now left here. Couldn't quite quickly pick that one up. Could Nasser. Quickly back onto it though is Lukine. Lukine on the plate. Goes with a big driving shot from distance out here. Lukine Monteverde. Lukine puts it away. A beautiful play there by Lukine Monteverde, 17 years of age. Remember that name? He's going all the way, this young man. Polo players have a handicap from -1, -2 or 0 goals up to 10 being the best. Already on 6-7 goals, this young man. He's an absolute talent to watch for the future. You see him, he ends up getting back onto his own play again after he lost it. Quickly back onto it. Great horsemanship skills, took it wide out into open space, some 80 yards out, drilled it away through the goals. Makes it look easy, does he just? And out of the back of the line out, Beresford, reverse neck shot underneath the neck from the left-hand side. Antonio couldn't quite pick that one up cleanly. Lukine comes in, but he gets hooked off out of it, but it's Beresford to pick it up once more. Beresford looks up towards, he dummies the big shot and decides to go on the run. Beresford coming forward. In comes the backhand by Kaku, sends it out wide here now, and looking for something on that one there is Pablo, and it looks like a player's come across in front of them. And we have a whistle on the play. So we have the privilege of the replay for our Polo Line viewers. Beresford's trying to come through on it, and the backhand comes in, and it looks like it was just picked up there by Pepe Hegi's son, Antonio. And I wonder if you're watching, Pepe. Good afternoon, Pepe. And as he did, he was just across the line and just got picked up by one of the Ghantoot players riding down that line hard. So this ball now has been moved all the way forward. And the reason it gets moved forward, because he would have been on the break and there was no other defenders to go past if he had not been fouled. So this ball has been moved up to a penalty 3 from 40 yards from the goal, directly in front. It is defendable. When the ball's been struck or struck at, the players may come from outside their goal mouth to try and prevent it from going through the goal. But of course, Kaku, who is taking this, you see him circling around once more, preparing himself for this penalty, will be looking to put this clean over the top and out of the reach of the defenders. Kaku up onto this one here. He drives. It's high. It's lofted. It's as accurate as ever. He's definitely been out having a bit of practice on the putting green there. Chipping away beautifully there. Kaku Araja. Goal number 7 on the board there for Ghantoot. Goal number 6 rather. 6-3 is the score. Back to the middle it is. 4:40 on the clock here in chukker number 2 of the final of His Highness, the President of the UAE Polo Cup 23. Out the back of the line, out it comes. Has to yield off it there, does Tommy. Pablo fizzes that one up forward, trying to get up to Kaku. Kaku's on the loose. Kaku's on the run. Pony's running well. Kaku dribbles it forward, stick side, near side, goes near side again, but it looks like he's just pushed it wide. The ball was bobbling and bouncing. He tried to pick it, bounce from one side of his horse to the other. Tried to play it on the near side, the left-hand side, and unfortunately couldn't quite control it. And wide it goes. And maybe the pony kicked it as it bounced and came across in front of him. But all to nil as the ball's on the back line here now for Tommy Beresford. Brings it back in for the UAE. Goes the dribble. Dummy's the big one. Comes the other side. Comes back inside there of Pablo. Dancing around in front of him. But he's on the move. Here is Beresford. Beresford on the move. Beresford at pace. Leaves it now for Lukeen. Great confidence in this young man. Drills that one forward up over the top. Looking there for Mather Antonio. It's Antonio to come onto this one here. But he gets pushed off out of it there by Secundo Amadori. Secundo looking to make a play. Comes back inside. You see the little play with the back of the mallet. Drags it back inside. Pulls it back inside of Antonio. This time drives it up forward. Looking there for Beresford or Mather. Beresford sends the backhand, drills that one back, possibly with a little bit of purchase on as well, sending Kaku Araja back. He has to play the backhand. No time to play it as he has Lukeen breathing down his neck. Stopped there by Amadori. Amadori comes out into some open space, turns away, creating space for himself on the field. Amadori in there. Beresford tries to get the backhand, but Amadori gets a slip on him. The young man, Pony, jumping over the white lines in the field, goes for a little half swing to make sure of this one. Lukeen coming back to put the pressure on, stick side, near side, avoids the hooking play, and through the goal he goes. Does Secundo Amadori for goal number 7 here in chukker number 2. 7-3 it is. Utilising both sides of the pony there. Managed to get the jump there on the UAE team. Pony's running well here this afternoon for Ghantoot. Certainly on fire this afternoon. So, lining up once more. 2 minutes to go before the first 2 to goes, and the ball's into play at the back of the lineup. Beresford picks it up, drives that one up forward. This time looking for Lukeen. He's well positioned. Lukeen wants a bit of this one, but Secundo's got other views. Secunda comes in onto it, but Lukeen just flicks that one in towards the goal. The ball gets left behind, turning round quickly up onto this one here now. It is Kaku Raja. Kaku, 2 men in front, gets hooked off out of it. Good teamwork. Antonio picks it up, leaves it for Beresford. Beresford beats his man, and it is all left to Secundo to try and beat him. Keeps moving forward. A little bit of advantage being played here now. Beresford must have the right to win. We get a whistle on the play. Very clever heady play there played by Beresford. He's got pressure on him. He's got players attacking him. But he just uses the head, keeps it cool, a little bit of a chest on horse, pushes that ball out there towards Secundo. Peripheral view really good indeed. Just sees what's going on and just pushes it that way, putting the ball in a position where Secundo wouldn't be able to make a play on the ball. And the result, because he interfered with the play, is a penalty here now in favour of the UAE to be taken by Tommy Beresford. Beresford circling around on the play. Looking for this penalty 2. Comes up, drives, shoots, and there it is. The flags aloft, closing that gap once more. 4 goals it is to the UAE. 7 goals to Ghantoot. So back to the middle of the field it is once more. A couple of players just quickly using this opportunity to change ponies. Haile Sheikh Mather quickly changing, as was Nasser Al-Shamsi. So back in the middle of the field it is. Ball to be bowled back into play by umpire Dixon. Ball bowled into play. Middle line out, it gets stopped. Little bit of a melee. Lukeen comes away with it. Definitely turning away from the play here, making space for himself. Coming in behind the players here this time now. He's got space. The bouncing ball. Can he pick it up? Watch that young man. Look at it. Picks it up at pace across behind his horse, and he goes with the shot in the air. But unfortunately this time goes wide. Just makes that ball look like it's a size of a football or something. Remember, he's travelling at 30 miles an hour. That's 50 kilometres an hour nearly. And he just picks that ball up from behind him. And we get a hard blow on the whistle there, as the ball's brought back into play by Kakura. And it looks like we have a little bit of blocking going on here now. Basically where Kakuraja's tried to bring this ball into play, Lukeen Monteverde's come in to try and put pressure on him to make him release it. But as he did, two of the Ghantoot players came out and blocked his way to get to Kakuraja. You may ride off, but you may not block. So therefore we now have a penalty for a 60-yard penalty in favour of UAE. It could be one mistake, one goal. Beresford to circle round here on this lovely little dark brown pony with a white face. Just puts the pony on the right leg for him. Taking the penalty, wants to be on that right leg. The right leg moving forward first. Beresford. He strikes, he shoots, it's high, it's out of reach. All they can do is watch, but the flagman says it's wide. Wide it is, so a sigh of relief is what Ghantoot breathed as the ball goes wide, and it's now left on the back line for Kakuraja to bring back into play once more. Kaku on the play here now, taps it up forward. Players darting each way, the other way, coming in on the attack there, beats his man. Lukeen overshot the shoot on that one there. Kaku passes up, but you see he's still looking over his shoulder to see where Lukeen is. You know he's going to be there, haunting and shadowing, and he passes this one up the field, trying to get up Secundo. The backhand comes in by Antonio. His backhand a little bit straight, allowing Kaku to come onto that one there. Would have loved a little bit of angle, so Beresford could have run onto it, into open space, but it is now going to be Kakuraja mounting the attack here now. Comes in, barges his way into a player. He drives it forward there, does Secundo Amadorian, says thank you very much indeed, and puts it away. Great work done there by Kakuraja, and the ball being left, negating the play. You see him coming forward on the replay, comes in, leaves it behind there, and just drives that one forward. And through the goals it is, so another goal on the board there for Ghantoot here in the dying seconds of chukka number 2. 8 goals it is to Ghantoot, 4 goals it is to the UAE. So the whistle's gone, that there ends the chukka, and players will go. Change ponies. The ponies may play more than one chukka. Welcome back to our Polo Line viewers here to Ghantoot to start chukka number 3. The scores 8 goals to 4 in favour of the home team of Ghantoot. Players on the far side of the field looking to line up. But we're just missing Kaku Raja. He's gone back to the pony lines. I'd like to turn around and thank Victor Paradis. He's out there tuning in, watching the polo here this afternoon on Polo Line. Argentine base there up at Habtoor in Dubai, and the ball's back into play once more. It's Luki Monteverde to pick it up here. No, sorry, I do apologise. It's actually Secundo. He leaves it in turn there for Kaku Raja. Kaku looking for somewhere to pass this ball up to. Then he decides to go by himself, yields off, takes the man Beresford. A little bit of tactics. Ball drilled up forward there by Pablo. Looking there for Nasser, but first onto it is going to be Mather. Mather gets a good backhand, changes the flow of play in the direction across the field. Coming in to make the attack there. Very clever play there by Beresford. It's now left here for Lukien. Lukien, you see he goes out into open space, creating space and time for himself. Kaku comes in, realizing he can't give him any space and time, because otherwise he will come in to destroy the play. He'll cause problems. Lukien there, they're just mounting up behind him. Mather and Lukien leave the ball now for Beresford. Beresford, high lofted drive out into open space once more, but it's coming down in between the players. Looking to get hold of that one is Antonio. Antonio beats his man. He reaches out a long way in front to try and get the hook. The hook comes in, coming across there to try and pick up the play and clearing away from the goal mouth and the danger zone. It's Pablo, but we get a whistle on the play. And we can see on the replay here, quite frankly, and I'll discuss it for the players here. You see, Antonio went forward towards it. The ball scooted out to the side. And in fact, it was Secundo trying to come onto it. But behind, pushing that line, claiming the right to play the ball, was a UAE player. It looks like the umpires have blown the whistle looking for a foul, but they're calling into the third man to have a look at the replay. And we have a spot penalty here now. Penalty 2, but from the spot in favour of the UAE. Some 6 or 7 metres from the goal. And Beresford casually canters up to that one, almost nonchalantly, and puts it away through the goals. Taking the score now, 8 goals to Ghantoot. 5 goals it is to the UAE. Never say die, because they will always keep battling and coming back. They never get phased. They never get rattled. So the two teams line up on Dixon once more. Ball gets bowled into play. Into play it is. Coming out the line out here is Rende. Rende on the move here now. Up the field he goes with this one here now. Looking for goal bound. He wants one back. He wants one back. He's going to get one back, and he does. A beautiful solid goal. Breaking away from the line out there. Pablo Llorente and Ghantoot taking the score now. 9 goals it is to Ghantoot. 5 goals to the UAE. 1 for 1. You can do it. I can do it too. But he did it beautifully out of the line out and ran all the way to goal, avoiding the hooks. One player may knock the other player's mallet and distract him from hitting the ball. Beresford comes in, opens up the backhand, sends this one up forward. Up the field it goes, looking to come back on his own play. Antonio Hagi giving him protection, keeping Marcos away from him. Drives that one up forward once again, trying to get that one up for Lukim. Not quite far enough. Backhand thwarted there of Marcos Raja, as that young man himself comes back onto the play. It's Lukien. He turns and faces up once more. He's looking for a bit of a gap, a little bit of a window. He's going to have to dance one way, dance the other way. Players are going to have to yield off out of him. He's going to drop this one down and drop the mallet down on the ball. He does and puts it away through the goals. Taking the score now. 6 goals it is to the UAE. 9 goals to Ghantoot. A nice high-scoring game here this afternoon. Lukien got caught in the play there, got 3 white players in front of him, at least 2, and also Nasser's in there, and he gets the chipping wedge out and pops it straight over the top. So ball back into play. Dixon clean out the back of the line-out. Nice play there. You see Kaku goes to Beresford, try and keep him off that play. The ball backhand comes in there by Nasser. Nasser feeds it up once again forward, but it's only going to be as far as Beresford to pick it up and clean up and tidy up the play here for the UAE. Beresford turns back inside his opposing man, drives this one out here. Trying to get that one up there for Mather. Couldn't pick it up. Could Nasser Al-Shamsi on the meet, and it's left for Antonio Hagi. He goes, looks up to see where the man is, and that man that he's trying to hit that ball up to there is Lukien, but the pony gives it a kick forward, allowing Secundo Amadori to come onto that one and delay the near side backhand. Opening it up here now for Nasser. Nasser comes in onto the play, and as he does, you see Sheikha Mather coming down the line, claiming the right to the play, as Nasser Al-Shamsi comes from left to right on the ball. Now replay, we can see this very clearly for Polo Line. He just comes across there a little bit optimistic onto that ball, and the ball will have a penalty here now possibly. And we just have a break in play whilst the players will quickly go and change ponies, always wanting to be on fresh legs, having to shadow each other. All these players, they know each other's horses. They know which ones are the best ones, and sometimes you'll see them, they'll come out on a pony, and then they'll suddenly realise that Kaku's on, say like the little chestnut mare with a white face, and his opposite man will turn round and come out on something to match the power if he feels he's a little bit weaker in this chukker. It looks like we're going to have a spot penalty here now, a penalty 5 in favour of the UAE, because the playmaker would have been playing would have been a backhand in a defensive play. So the ball has been placed down for a spot, a penalty 5 in favour of the UAE. It might look a long way out, but watch it. Beresford, it's easily within his range. How's the accuracy here feeling for Tommy Beresford? One umpire will stay behind the player. The other goes behind the goals, with the goal judge to let himself lined up. I would say he's going to go long here. Beresford comes up to this one. He drives, he shoots, it's high, it's well within range, and it's absolutely beautiful. Point perfect there from Tommy Beresford. Taking the score now. 7 goals it is to the UAE. 9 goals to Ghantoot. He's dangerous from anywhere on the field, from the halfway, from even within his own half. Beresford can place that ball through those goalposts, or very close to. So off the back of the line out, Beresford and Raja come together. Beresford picks up, straightens himself up. In comes Polo to try and put the pressure on. Mather comes onto the play here now. Ball pops up into the air, picked up by Antonio. He's hooked and pushed off out of the play. The backhand comes in. It's out scurrying across the field. First onto it, Antonio sends it back into the danger zone once more, looking to meet it on the play. Could have been a clever play there, but 2 of the white players come head to head on it. No, we could have had a crash, and let's see the replay on that one there now. Backhand by Antonio, sends it in. And we've got 2 white players of Ghantoot crashing into each other head to head. And so we'll have a penalty here now in favour of the UAE from the spot. And the spot being from 30 yards from the goal in favour of Beresford to get back in within 1 goal. All penalties so far, really. To the UAE. Tommy Beresford circles round here now. Drops that mallet down nonchalantly once more and puts it away. That's what he wants to see, the flag. So we're within 1 goal here now. There was a 4 or 5 goal margin there at one point in time. Ghantoot were in the lead over the UAE. I told you they never say die. Never get rattled, never get hassled. UAE very mature for their years out there on the field. 8 goals it is to UAE, 9 goals to Ghantoot. The 2 teams line up once again there on Jason Dixon on the far side of the field. Jason bowls that ball into play. Into play it is. Gets stuck at the back of the line out. Kaku breaking away with it. Beresford, big ride off. Takes the man and the ball. Backhand feeds it up there. Now for Antonio over the top. Oh, and there also couldn't get the bouncing ball. Could Luquin. It's now left for Pablo Llorente looking to make defence into attack. You see how quickly Luquin is back in defence to try and help things out once more, and there it is. It's sent up forward by Pablo, looking there for Nasser Al-Shamsi, pushed off out of the play there by Mather as Kaku tries to come onto the line. In comes Kaku once more. Kaku on the play. Kaku looking for the goal. He's going to have to play the open backhand in towards the goal. Towards the goal it goes. What's the flag going to do? And it's through the goals for Kaku Raja once more. 10 goals into double figures it is here now for Ghantoot. In fact, is that Kaku? Was that Nasser Al-Shamsi, your very own Nasser Al-Shamsi, putting that one away. 10 goals it is to Ghantoot. 8 goals to the UAE. Just as they get in striking distance, Ghantoot pull away once more. So 2 teams will line up on the far side, looking in vague resemblance of a gap. So it's nice to get that ball in and out the back of the line out to open the game up. Out it comes here now. Comes off the side this time. Looking for that ball. Coming away, Secundo Amadori. Amadori on the loose here now. Amadori goes with the long range shot, does so. As he does, he sets it down for Beresford comes back onto the play here now, but on his other side there comes Secundo, takes the man, plays the near side backhand, all working onto it, trying to get onto that one there. Lukine's that ball away here now. Lukine to Verdi, he gets his pocket picked there by Pablo, but as he does, we have a player coming through from the UAE on the near side and just infringing the line. You can see that perfectly from the grandstand side as the ball comes towards us from that back line. Trying to pick that one up. If you'd just been a little bit flatter, a bit more parallel with the line, he would have possibly got away with it because he was going with momentum and pace, but he did drift across it. So now we'll have a penalty here in favour of Ghantoot, but it's from the 30-yard line. An undefended penalty for them to try and go to 11 goals for Ghantoot, trying to stretch that lead and take control of this game before we go into the first half. Kaku Raja circling around here now. Kaku onto the play. Araja. He drives, he shoots, and through the goal it is. The flags aloft. We have legs 11 on the scoreboard. 11 goals it is now for Ghantoot. 8 goals to the UAE. Ghantoot will be looking for as strong as position they can going into half-time after 3 chukkers, because UAE are known well to come out very strong in the 4th chukker. So, ball into play once more. Kaku and Beresford look after each other at the back of the line out. Quickly coming round up onto this one here. Beresford picks that one up away in front of Kaku. Too much time, space and distance. Quick enough he was as Beresford. This time he launches the big bomb up the field and down it comes there in front of these 2 players. Could they pick it up? No, unfortunately they couldn't, with Lukine trying to get it, as also was Secundo, and he was possibly interfered with in his play and is right to that ball, and we have a whistle on the play. We can see on the replay a massive shot there by Beresford, dropping the bomb up the field here, and as Lukine tries to come onto it, trying to get hold of the ball and make a defensive play was Namadori, but unfortunately in doing so just came across in front of Lukine. So we'll have a spot penalty here now in favour of UAE, and Tommy Beresford to take it here now once more to try and close that gap to within 2 goals. Beresford comes up to this, and you can see, if you see the beautiful aerial shot that we get on Polo line from the drone, it's literally directly in front of the goal, and there goes the hooter, ladies and gentlemen. The ball is not in play, so we will now go into a half-time break for 3 or 4 minutes whilst the players change, refresh themselves, and before we come back out onto the field for the second half and the last 2 chukkers of this match.
la realidad que este es el torneo que nosotros le apuntamos todo. Entonces creo que estar en la final es como una alegría muy grande de poder ya estar cerca de cumplir el objetivo principal de antes de arrancar la temporada, que trata de ganar esta copa. Ya estando en la final, eso ya como que ya es un montón, o sea, estamos bastante cerca. Queda un partido bravo, difícil, pero bueno, enfocados y tratando de disfrutar estos últimos días y después volver a Argentina, que siempre es lindo también. Y esta es, así seguido, es el cuarto año. Antes había venido 1 o 2 años, pero con Kaku y Shamsi organizando un poco todo, y eso es el cuarto año que digo, logramos armar un equipo muy divertido en todo sentido, de trabajo, de calidad humana, de todo. Así que nada, la verdad que es un programón estar acá. Bueno, UAE la verdad que viene haciendo una temporada impresionante, no creo que hayan perdido algún partido todavía. Así que nada, se ve que están haciendo las cosas bien, es un equipo muy organizado, con mucha organización, muchos caballos y que encima están andando bien como equipo. Pero bueno, nosotros por ahí viniendo un poquito más de atrás a los ponchazos por una temporada más complicada, tuvimos nuestros momentos difíciles y entonces creo que eso nos puede dar la fuerza y las ganas de tratar de terminarla de la mejor manera. Y nada, cuando venís remándola, muchas veces como que te vas haciendo más fuerte de a poco, ¿no?
El deporte este nació inventado por chicos de 10, 12 años, que es parte del gran atractivo, del gran potencial que yo le veo. Junta muchas cosas que tienen un poco que ver, junta el verde, junta la naturaleza, junta el campo, pero junta también la tecnología, la de poder tener desafíos que nunca antes había pensado.
Yes, it's my first time in Dubai and first time with UAE. Nah, it's amazing. The country is amazing. The UAE organization is amazing also. And nah, my teammates, Meta, Luquín, Tommy, and today Theo are really good teammates. Yes, last year in Argentina, Lucas told me that, asked me if I want to come here to play the President Cup, and I say yes. And then I was in La Pampa in the summer, me the ticket to play, and they tell me to come in 1 week, and I arrived here 2 weeks ago, I think, and I play. So it's amazing. No, maybe it's a really different polo. Like you play with in Argentina, it's like more open game. Here it's like you have to tap more the ball and wait for your teammates maybe. And in Argentina you run much more than here. It's amazing. I think, yes, I was expecting to reach the final because I think UAE is one of the best organizations here. So they always expect that. So for me being in the final my first time here is amazing. No, Ghantoot is a really good team. Last day we beat them, but we were really lucky. They missed a goal like with 10 seconds to go, so we will have to play really well if we want to win the tournament.
It looks like Ghantoot have by one. It's been pretty even Stevens. 11 throw-ins in favour of Ghantoot, 10 in favour of the UAE. Fouls committed, 8 fouls committed there by Ghantoot, 5 to the UAE. Penalties, Ghantoot being very strong on those. 4 from their opportunity, 100% record there for Kaku Raja. And for the penalties for the UAE, 6 from 7 for Tommy Beresford. No safety penalties. That is effectively a corner, equivalent of a corner in soccer. And no yellow cards for those people here at Ghantoot. Yellow cards are for disciplinary purposes given out by the umpires. If you have 2 yellow cards, you can often end up with a red, and you can be put into the sin bin for 2 minutes to settle down, and Timothy needs to go and have a cup of tea. For Apollo Line viewers, I'd like to thank Clinova and everybody here as we are starting to come into the summer months. Before we come to Ramadan as well, it's very important to hydrate yourself correctly, and Clinova supporting Polo Line. Thank you very much indeed, Clinova. Your #1 rehydration tablet here in the UAE. And coming out here in the 4th chukka for the UAE team, Sheikh Matha will be on Z7 Lota, Luki Monteverde on Arizona, Antonio Hagi on Mesquita, Beresford on Illuminati, which is also what he started on in chukka #1. For Ghantoot, Nasser Al-Shamsi on Desert Land, Amadori, we're not quite sure. He's changed his order. They do that. Gerente on Melancholico. And for Kaku Raja on his own Fatima. And I mentioned that little chestnut mare with the white face, and this is the very one I'm talking about. He loves this little mare. He gets so much confidence on her. He can get anywhere he wants to. He literally just has to think where he wants to go, and she takes him there. So the 2 teams will line up in front of us here, in front of this magnificent grandstand at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. To get the ball back into play, but this time it will be thrown in by umpire Wright. So, all players back on the field, looking to get this underway here now. 11 goals to 9. 15 minutes of play left. So the ball's bowled into play. Out the back of the line, out it comes. Beresford looks after Araja. Gerente gets a little bit of a backhand on it. Antonio tries to fizz that one up here now for Beresford. Doesn't get onto it cleanly. Reaches out a long way, does Lukeen. Lukeen trying to avoid the hook there from Araja. It's just shown too much of that one there to Gerente. Gerente takes it out of the danger zone, out to the far side of the field. Gerente checks up on the play once more, turns back inside, dummies, shows and goes out wide this time instead of coming back inside. Reckons he's got the pony and the horsepower. Look at this pony run here, heads down, running fast as you'll get them up there at Maidan or on the racecourse. It's dribbling this ball, it's bouncing, and through the goals it goes. A beautiful goal there by Pablo Gerente for Ghantoot, taking it to a dozen. 12 goals it is for Ghantoot, 9 goals to UAE. The majority of these polo ponies being born in Argentina and predominantly of great racing stock. Predominantly thoroughbreds out there on the field in front of us, and you saw the pace there of that pony of Pablo's. So ball gets bowled back into play it is, looking for the play and coming over. It's Nasser Al-Shamsi. Beresford going back for the long reach. The hook he does, he hooks but couldn't pick it up. Matha comes in and tidies it up here now for the UAE. Passes it up there for Beresford. Beresford turns back inside, trying to hassle and steal the ball there. Was Nasser, but he just loses that play there. Opens the backhand. The backhand comes in, looking to set it up for Pablo. Pablo's on the loose here now in front of Monteverde, but we get a whistle on the play. Thought he was away, nearly got away onto that one there, but unfortunately, you see here Nasser Shamsi opens up the backhand. Nice play by him, but just coming across to play it on the stick side, the right-hand side, was Pablo. And a penalty from the spots can be given to the UAE. A sigh of relief they breathe. In comes Pablo, up there towards Tommy. Nice weighted pass, pushes up for Lukin. Lukin being shadowed there by Secundo, each man having a marker. Sends a lovely lofted drive out the field here. Beresford coming down the middle at pace, trying to get onto that one there is Nasser Al-Shamsi and Mather. Mather steals that one away from on the near side, flicks it back in towards here now, and Beresford picks it up here. UAE going forward, progressing forward towards the goal, and through the goal. It is a lovely play there by Tommy Beresford. Great teamwork. He brings it in from the back. He passes up to Lukin. He drops a hammer and he goes straight up to the field. And then Mather spoils that play of Nasser Al-Shamsi's in defence on the near side. Steals the ball away from him. Picks his pocket. Leaving the ball behind there nicely for Tommy Beresford to finish it off. 10 goals it is to UAE. 12 goals it is to Ghantoot. Ball back into play once again off the back of the line out. It just ricochets, comes off a Boni and Lukin. It's that young man picks it up once more. Lukin Monteverde. Lukin sends that one out in towards the middle of the field, but it's backed out of it there by Pablo, but it ricochets off the Boni and picked up here now by Nasser. Passes it up there to Pablo. Pablo comes in onto the play. Pablo assuring his right there. Trying to get onto it was Kaku. Couldn't do so. Hooks the play. Lukin looks for something and we get another whistle on the play. No, we don't. It's still open play, but it's Beresford that tidies it up. Beresford tidies it up and sends the bomb up the field here, looking for Lukin. Lukin just went straight up forward, realising Beresford's going to unleash it. They play so well together, these two. And he drives in there towards goal. Towards goal it goes, but it goes a little bit wide out towards the left-hand side. And unfortunately, Antonio tries to get to that ball, but it just beats him out over the back line. So once more, Ghantoot back in possession of the ball, in the form of Kaku Raj to bring it back into play. Players called. Kaku. Lovely drone shot there from Polo Line, for our Polo Line viewers. He drills this one out there for Llorente. Llorente being marked by Antonio, just waiting for that ball just to settle a little bit. He does. He gets a backhand and gives it a good purchase up the field here now. Trying to get on is Lukin. Lukin and Secundo come together, cancelling each other out. Beresford comes in there. Beresford on the play. Beresford turns away from the players back into the middle of the field. Lukin tries to pick it up. This time we do get a whistle on the play. Maybe there was a little bit of a backhand. We can see it on the replay here. They came up into the boards. Beresford there working hard, and it looks like Lukin possibly came around the front of the players on that one there. And we have a penalty in favour of, or maybe we don't. The umpires are just discussing it. Was he all right to come around the front of the play there? Had he changed the line of the ball before Beresford? But it looks like we have a ball being dropped down for a penalty from the spot where Lukin came around the front of the players, where the passenger play was going towards the boards on the far side. He came around the front of them to try and pick up the backhand, but as he did, just infringed the players. And we have a spot penalty here now. In favour of Ghantoot, to be taken by Kaku Raja. Circles round on the play. Kaku taps it forward, brings this ball in here nicely. This time goes with the driving shot, sends that one up the field. Up the middle of the field it comes, trying to get that one up for Nasser. Nasser tries to pick up on the near side, but it's now picked up by Tommy. Tommy sends the backhand into open space in the middle of the field. Who's going to first surface with this one here? Antonio goes back, but it's going to be plucked away from the danger zone there by Araja, thwarting their attack. In onto the stick side comes Lukin, cheekily trying to steal it on the near side, but Kaku picks it up, just gets tangled up with the pony there of Pablo. Pablo makes a play. Pablo dancing one side to the other, show and go, and he's off on the move. He gets on the move, just clears the out long reach there from Beresford. Thought he had something on it, but it's going to be Lukin to pick up the spoils once again. Lukin comes in, a lovely meet and steal there by Pablo Llorente, takes it down into the corner. You see him coming at a very cute angle. Great horsemanship. Straightens himself up onto the line. Now he goes towards goal. His head's down. He's working his way through. And he goes with a driving shot in towards goal. And through the goal it goes for Pablo Llorente. 2 great goals scored there by Pablo Llorente. Goal number 2 for Pablo. Taking the score now. The Baker's dozen. 13 goals it is to Ghantoot. 10 goals it is to UAE. You can see on the replay there. A lovely goal by Pablo. This once more. 2:30 on the clock it is in chucker number 4. Ball bowled into play. Middle of the line out. Looking for that one there. Coming away with it is Antonio Higgy. Onto his stick side here. Wasn't his side. Mather goes in. Pushes Nasser off out of it. Giving him a little bit of space and time to go to work. Trying to squeeze in the middle of the... It's going to be... Antonio pushes it forward. He's got Pablo in front. This time he goes with the driving shot and sends out up looking for Lukin, but first to surface up onto this one here. Looks like it is going to be Kaku Raja. Kaku sends a little backhand, changes the direction of play, but we get a whistle. A whistle on the play. And from the replay here now you can see that he sends the driving shot, pushes that one up there. You have Nasser going back first up onto it, and we have a spot penalty here now in favour of Ghantoot. Possibly Lukin riding into the backhand. Riding into the backhand, possibly endangering the Ponya himself, and therefore potential danger, and the umpire's whistle blew, giving a spot penalty here now in favour of Ghantoot for Kaku Raja. Kaku taps it up forward. This time unloads it up the field, only as far as Antonio. Takes the interception on the near side, left-hand side of the pony. On his stick side here now, he swaps over onto it. Looking for something out of that was Nasser, but the ball gets spoiled and taken away from him there. Beresford picks it up on the near side, takes the man. Leaves the ball now here for Lukin. Lukin tries to pull it away, make a bit of space. His pony just backs off out of that and he gets pushed off out of it. And it's now left here for Pablo. Pablo for Ghantoot, comes into it, pushes it underneath. And he can't get onto that one there. Good Lukin, but it's now left here now for Secundo Amadori. Amadori going goal bound. Nice weighted play there by Amadori. Straightens himself up towards goal. Looking for his man to push out the way. The defence, and he sends the ball in towards the goal. Towards the goal it goes. Towards the goal it goes. But it looks like a backhand came in there by Beresford. And possibly in the defensive play, it's gone out over his own back line. You see Amadori just goes wide, goes with the next shot, pushes it in, trying to get up onto that one. There was Kaku, but the backhand came in by Beresford, and the spin of the ball carried it out over his own back line, so we have a corner. A safety penalty here now in favour of Ghantoot, to be teed up by Kaku Raja, from where the ball went out over the back line. Kaku teeing this ball up. 13-10 is the score. Ghantoot wanting this one. They want that margin. UAE looking to try and defend and stop this one. Kaku's been taking his penalties. He's 4 from 4 so far. Now we have the first corner of the match. 70-80 yards from the goal. Kaku Raja. Kaku drives, he shoots, it's about head height, and it looks like that one's just dropped down in front of the goal, looking for it there, Secundo, but working hard on Secundo, retains possession, turns the play, coming round into it again is also Kaku Raja, working hard and flicks it in towards the goal, and through the goal it is, goal number 14 on the board there for Ghantoot. 14 goals it is to Ghantoot, 10 goals to the UAE. And it looks like it was Pablo Llorente just finishing that one off. Hungry for the goal, coming in, positioning himself well, and the ball back into play once more. Looking for this one here now, it is Lukin pops out with it. Lukin turns away from the play. Beresford giving him a bit of protection, reaching out to try and get the hook. There is Nasser. Lukin still on the move, takes the ball up onto his near side. There goes the first two to the ball, gets backed out, and it's going to be Beresford to tidy up for UAE once more. Beats his man on the first play, but he knows he's got Pablo in behind. He's got Kaku in behind him, and he's got Pablo in front, and we get a whistle on that play. And as we get a whistle on the play, maybe the player's just infringing his right of way forward, and we will now go to the end of the chukker. I believe that the hooter
to be of service to another
before the whistle. And that there will end chukker number 4, with the score being 14 goals. It is
to place the well-being of another
Ghantoot
above one's own is truly noble. It is one of the highest endeavors that man can undertake. Since 2007, Burjeel Holdings has been doing just that. An army of professionals working together to ensure your well-being always. Burjeel Holdings.
We had 6 teams that were all on the same level. They came with their best horses and we had very, very good games. So come to St. Moritz next year, the end of January, to the Snow Polo World Cup 2024.
And for Polo Line viewers, we just get a quick replay of that last play before the whistle blew to end chukker number 4. So we go into chukker number 5 with the score being 14 goals it is to Ghantoot, 10 goals it is to the UAE. And the ball's being placed down on what looks like the 40-yard line from here, a penalty 3 in favour of the UAE. And for the progression of the match so far, at the end of chukker number 1, it was 5 goals to Ghantoot, 1 to the UAE. At the end of chukker number 2, it was 6 goals to Ghantoot, only scoring the 1 goal, and 8 goals it was to Ghantoot, and 4 goals to the UAE. By the end of chukker number 3, going into half-time, it was 11-9 in favour of Ghantoot. And at the end of chukker number 4, it was 14-10 in favour of Ghantoot. But we're going to be starting off with a penalty here from 40 yards from the goal. It is defendable for Tommy Beresford. To circle round up onto this play. The light, just getting a bit of twilight. The lights are coming on here at this amazing facility here at Ghantoot. So Beresford, he shoots, he drives. Where's that flag? And it looks like it is. We're on there for goal number 11 on the board there for UAE. 11 goals it is to the UAE. 14 to Ghantoot. So we have 7 minutes left to play here when the ball gets bowled back into play. On umpire right, there's enough time. Ghantoot are looking to thwart this attack of UAE and stop them from getting the triple crown. The ball skews off a pony out towards the side. Backhand comes in. Amadori's backhand up there for Nasser. Looks to pick it up on the near side. Tries to get hold of this one here. But it's stolen away by Lukeen. Lukeen dances away from the play here. Going back is Pablo Llorente. Llorente going back hard with him. He checks up. He looks to come back inside. Looking for something is Nasser. Ridden off out of it. Pablo comes in. Takes man and ball and goes goalward bound once again. Goes with the long shot and drives it up and looking for the horse to run and looking to come onto this one. On the near side, left-hand side is Lukeen. Drags it forward. Reaches back a long way in towards the goal. But as he reaches back a long way, he couldn't quite get the accuracy he was looking for and it just goes wide. So an opportunity gone a begging there for UAE. Not an easy play at all. So the ball's on the back line there for Ghantoot's. Kaku Araja to bring back into play. Oh no, we actually have a whistle on the play. He didn't stay clean on the line and it's a penalty. From where he tried to pick it up on the near side. Kaku Araja getting a bit excited. Kaku brings it out here now. Sends it out, looking for Nasser, but first onto this one here. It's either going to be Beresford. Beresford flicks it round on the near side, but as he does, clearly across the front there of Nasser Al-Shamsi and Lukeen Monteverde. Tommy thought he had got Lukeen all locked up, and Lukeen had got Nasser locked up and pulled away from the line. But as he does, you see, there's not a lot of margin and error in that one there. And the ball's going to get moved up here now for another penalty. Could be a 1 mistake, 1 goal situation once more here for Ghantoot as the ball's teed up by Kaku Araja. Kaku. Tees the ball up. Circling in onto this one here now for a 40-yard penalty. A penalty 3. 100% record so far today. You see UAE looking to defend this one. He drives, he shoots, it's along the ground. They manage to stop that one. And out it comes, and he comes across the front there of Hagee, and we get a whistle on the play. Trying to get onto it, and with a bit of luck, he might have got hold of it. You see, he comes up to this one here now. He drives, he shoots, and then it gets stopped. Creates a new line, and Hagee, quick as a flash, leaps onto that opportunity. And this ball's going to get moved up. He would have had no defenders to get past, and see how far they bring it. They bring it to halfway. Kaku's still discussing it there with the umpires. You're 3 goals ahead, and the ball's been placed down on the 60-yard line. If they still give a little bit of dissent to the umpire, he might get technical, and it could get moved further up the field, so it's best to zip it and keep quiet. Ask the question, then move on. So the ball's placed down here now for Tommy Beresford. Beresford circling on the play here now. Jocelyn going on further up the field. He goes with the long one. He drives this one up. Luke Keane's trying to run onto that one there, but will it carry all the way? It's going goalward bound, and straight through the goal. He can do it all on his own. Can Beresford? He's a solo affair, is Tommy Beresford from the 5B. 150 yards plus. Through the goals it goes. See on that replay there. He's a dangerous unit to have in your team, is that Beresford. Straight through the middle of the goals. Beautiful goal there by Tommy. Closing that gap once more. 12 goals it is now to the UAE. 14 goals to Ghantoot. Ball back into play. Back into play it is. Looking for that one there is Nasser with Mather. Coming away is Luke Keane. Luke Keane, he gets stopped in his tracks. Trying to get onto it there was Secundo, but it's stolen away from him there by Antonio. Secundo gets called off it. Leaves it now for Kaku. He sends a backhand. Nobody out there. Kaku shows too much of it there to Beresford. In comes the pressure from Nasser. Nasser, he'll come back inside him. You see he goes the other side of him there. Leaves the ball now for Luke Keane. Luke Keane chops it away from the players and the traffic, and then drives this one up forward. Trying to get that one up there for Mather or for Antonio. Mather comes onto it with the backhand. Is too quick there from the Ghantoot player, and it's now left for Luke Keane. Luke Keane makes a turn. See, lovely horsemanship. Dribbles the bouncing ball at pace round the corner. Leaves it now for Antonio to come forward. Antonio coming forward onto it. He steals it on the near side, and the ball gets played, and we get a whistle on the play. So which way is this one going? This could be dangerous for Ghantoot if they've come in and interfered with the play, or will it go in the way of UAE? We can see on the replay here now, he yields off it does Luke Keane. And it looks possibly like Secundo is pushing Luke Keane potentially across the line of the oncoming player behind, being Antonio Hagee. And the ball's placed down here now for a penalty in favour of the UAE, looking to get back to within 1 goal. It's all to play for here. We've still got 4.5 minutes to play, but no, it's in favour of Ghantoot. Ghantoot to take the ball, breathing a sigh of relief. Comes in on the play here now. Kaku taps it forward. In come on the Meek. Tries to steal it there. Does. Spoils the play, but out towards the side it still goes for Llorente. Llorente checks up, comes in on it. Working hard there is Antonio. Yields off, leaves it for Kaku. Kaku down the far side here now. Lets the pony run. Gets half tagged in the hook, but drills that one up the field here looking for Nasser. Goes himself. Gets Nasser to keep the player off out of it. Leaves it for Secundo. Secundo drives it forward once more, trying to work this team and link it forward from player to player. Backhand comes in there by Monteverde. It's left there once again. The backhand sent on its way by Antonio. Looking to set it up here now for the danger man, the solo man himself. Beresford drives it into the middle of the field, but he gets pushed off out of the boards. And first back onto this one here is going to be Araja. Araja back onto the play. Looking for something out of this one here is Luke Keane. Picked up quickly there by Beresford. Beresford coming forward. Cancelled off out of it, and in comes Antonio, and Antonio puts it in. They're working hard and never giving up. Resilient as ever. It is that UAE team coming now to within 1 goal. Scurrying off to change ponies, changing on the move. Literally jumped from one horse to the other. Beresford off and back on. It's like 1 step for him. And it's 14 goals it is to Ghantoot, and 13 goals it is once again now. Within 1 goal are the UAE in striking distance. And 3 minutes left to play here in the 5th and final chukka as umpire Wright lines the 2 teams up In it goes, ball into play, off the back of the line out, looking for that is Beresford, but Kaku has other ideas about this one too and drills that one out towards the side, first onto it. Kaku yields off, leaves it here this time. Going back onto that play there, on the boards there, looking for fouls, coming around the front of it, but now yields off and leaves it there for Kaku Araja once again. Araja gets his pocket picked off out of it there, and it is going to be Lukine away on the near side, comes away with that one there, but out into towards the middle of the field comes Pablo. Pablo tries the bouncing ball, can't do it. Well supported there by Secundo. Secundo drives it up forward here this time for Pablo Llorente to run onto here now. Matha comes back onto it. Matha, the backhand, doesn't quite get as much as you want to, but Pablo picks this one up and drills it away. Says thank you very much indeed. Near side to stick side, and goal number 15 on the board there for Ghantoot. 15 goals it is to Ghantoot and 13 goals to the UAE. And 2 minutes left to play here in Chaka number 5. So back to the middle of the field is, you see Secundo's quickly changed pony, cantering back to the middle of the field as quickly as possible. The ball will be thrown in, there will be no waiting, there's 26 seconds and that ball can be thrown back in if you're onside or not onside. Matha, onside, ball in, skews off out, Pablo wanting this one, tries to get a bit of that one there, gets pushed off out of it by Lukine, and we're trying to get a little bit of something, and coming through at pace is Kaku crashing into the back of Tommy, and we get a whistle on the play, which is the way is it going, and Kaku's got himself injured and throws himself on the floor. You can see on the replay, he comes forward and possibly we got Tommy coming across in front. And Lukine goes back, good sportsmanship there, and catches the pony of Kaku before it disappears back to the pony lines, if not even further back to the stables. So Kaku's on the floor, the ambulance has been a little bit ambulatory, should we say, and getting onto the field, and I think he's just copped a horse's head or something like that in his chest or something. So needing a bit of a break and a bit of the magic spray. Physios and the rest all running onto the field to try and give him a bit of helping hand. Last thing they want is Kaku Araja to go down, but he's rocking back onto his haunches once more with his head between his knees. And we get a replay coming through here from the drone. And it looks like Beresford possibly came between the two players from my view, but the umpires will pick it to pieces, and their decision, of course, is always going to be final. And in fact, it almost looked like Kaku, when half appealing for it, clobbered Beresford with his mallet as well. But he's back on his feet, and that's what we want to see.
I think it's a foul of Tommy, and Kaku swings the stick slowly.
So Kaku Araja back on his field.
The one that swings a little bit, and I think it clubs.
Actually, no, sorry, it isn't Kaku. It's your own Nasser Al-Shamsi. Same similar coloured helmets. The view from this distance isn't that easy with the light, but it's Nasser.
Shamsi was on a swing, so he swings. It's not a wild swing, but it's Tommy, I think.
Apologise, Kaku's all right. He's on board. Sorry, Nasser. Playing that well out that well here this afternoon, you could almost mistake him. And so the umpires have just picked this one back to pieces here now as Nasser disappears off to the far corner there to quickly go and change ponies.
Tommy is the one that is fouling, and he's coming.
So the ambulance will leave the field. Made of strong stuff is that Nasser Al-Shamsi. So he's quickly hopping from one horse to the other. And Kaku Araja just taking a couple of practice swings there, possibly indicating that we are going to get a penalty in favour of Ghantoot here, ladies and gentlemen, for another opportunity there for them to extend the lead here with 1.5 minutes left of play before the first two to goes. As I said, if they are even Stevens at the end of this chukker, it will end on the first hooter. So Kaku Araja circling around onto the play here now. Kaku on the 30-yard spot for a penalty two. Casually comes up to it and drives that one away, putting goal number 16 on the board. It is, ladies and gentlemen, 16 goals it is to Ghantoot, 13 to the UAE, and a minute and a half left to play as the players make their way back to the middle of the field here now. For umpire right to bowl the ball back into play. From the goal being scored, it's approximately 24, 26 seconds before the ball's back into play again, and then it's 30 seconds for a goal. So approximately 1 minute, and there it is, the ball comes in, skews off, Beresford looks for it, has to turn back, looks up forward, wants to drill this one forward, does so, picks it up once again here now, this time, drives it up forward, trying to get that one up for Lukeen. Lukeen looking for it on his near side, goes with that near side reflex shot, into it, in towards the goal it goes, saved there, from the goal mouth there, by Pablo Llorente, saving it once again there for Ghantoot, playing a great game here this afternoon. It gets pushed back in play by Beresford. Beresford's ball unfortunately goes across the face of goal and cleared away here now by Kaku. Kaku goes out to the far side of the field. Click, tick, tock goes the clock as it is Kaku Raja running out into the middle of the field, looking to get a good driving shot, couldn't do so. Backhand sort of comes in onto it and is now picked up by Secunda. Secunda Hamadori settles the pony down. Coming onto him there, he's got Lukeen in front, he's got the long reach of Beresford in behind. Beresford gets possession, sends it back, but the first onto it is going to be Secunda, but Beresford steals it once again. He goes with the shot and we get a whistle on the play. There's players dancing around from one side to the other, trying to get onto this ball and trying to take control. Did he come around the front? Did he not come around the front? But it looks like the umpires have made a decision here now, and it is going to be placed down for a penalty in favour of Ghantoot once more. And we have a penalty three, a 40-yard penalty. Beresford just asking for a little bit of clarification. Possibly he came around the front of that play, even though not involved in the play. And the ball's going to be placed down here now for another penalty and another opportunity for Kaku Raja. If he gets this, this will be 30 goals in this match. Definitely the highest score match we've had this season here in the UAE. So Kaku Raja just come round here now. Once more. Comes in onto this one here, does Kaku, and he puts it away through towards the goal, and through the goals it is. Goal number 17 on the board there for Ghantoot. 13 goals it is to the UAE. 30 goals in total here in this final of His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023. So the players come back towards the middle of the field, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the hooter goes, they congratulate each other, and our winners are Ghantoot, running out 17 goals over 13 goals to the UAE. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. That's champagne polo. It doesn't get any better here in the UAE. A beautiful exhibition of polo out there this afternoon, although they fought incredibly hard to get here to this position. And running out the score, running out the final winners, Ghantoot, your home team, over the UAE, who are looking to seal the Triple Crown, having won the silver and the gold cup there in the Gold Cup Series in Dubai. But Ghantoot proving too strong here this afternoon and this evening, running out the winners. And there's a very jubilant Ghantoot team members there, and you can see the progression of the match. 5-1 it was at the end of chukka number 1 in favour of Ghantoot, but coming back at them hard were UAE. 8 goals to 4 at the end of chukka number 2, 11-9 at the end of chukka number 3, and 14-10 at the end of chukka number 4. And the final score, ladies and gentlemen, here this afternoon, 17-13 in favour of Ghantoot. And our Polo Line viewers get a great aerial view of the team there, the Ghantoot camp, happy as, pleased as punch to win their home tournament in the high goal. His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup. The teams will compose themselves, take a breather, and then we'll have the final presentation of the team. And the teams here today who have been playing, our previous match was on the Sultan bin Saeed field between Habtoor and Abu Dhabi. And you'll get a really good view of all the players, the umpires and the officials here at Ghantoot for His Highness the President's Cup. And then, ladies and gentlemen, it's your turn. We'll have a lot of prizes and certificates saying of gratitude to our sponsors, of which there are many here who we thank very kindly indeed, because without them it would not be possible to put on these tournaments. And of course, your tombola raffle as well. Ghantoot family as generous as ever. And now we have a few stats of the game, the final score being 17 goals to 13 in favour of Ghantoot over the UAE team. Field goals, 11 by Ghantoot, only 5 by the UAE. They were given a lot of opportunities from penalties, and the Ghantoot, the penalty, the throw-ins, but majority were won by the UAE. They won 17 of the throw-ins, and Ghantoot winning 14 of those. Fouls were pretty even Stevens, actually. 11 fouls made by Ghantoot and 12 by the UAE. Penalties, 6 from Ghantoot, 8 from 9 by the UAE. Safety penalties, Ghantoot had 1, which unfortunately went wide for them. And no yellow cards, no discipline, all played in good spirit, which of course is what we like to see here at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. And our viewers can see a magnificent view of this, the Sheikh Zayed Field in front of the grandstand. This magnificent floodlit field. Such a privilege to have these facilities here in Abu Dhabi. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we just get another view for those on Polo Line of the very jubilant Ghantoot camp coming home when it matters, bringing it home. His Highness the President's Cup, and in the background there, Grums and everybody else working incredibly hard indeed to make sure everything happens. So there you have it. It is official. Ghantoot, the winners of the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask people and the players to try and make their way to the presentation stage in front of the grandstand in the middle, where you can all get a good look at these players and we can go through the prize ceremony. And for our Polo Line viewers, we have the opportunity here to see some of the best goals so far. A cracking shot there by Kaku, feeding that one up forward onto the near side and putting that one away beautifully there. And here we have another one here where he's just weaving his way through the players. Antonio Hegi put it away. A beautiful goal there by Antonio Hegi. And now on the loose, Kaku Raja at pace up the field. In pursuit was Lukin, but unfortunately unable to get to it in time, and the ball carrying it all the way through. And here we have Secundo on the loose. Tommy trying to get to him. I believe Tommy changed pony straight after this. In come Lukin to try and do so, but he was coming on the stick side, put it on his near side, did Secundo Amadori, getting the score. And there we have this shot here now. Drives this one through, straight just from. Now we have the next one here with Nasser Shamsi coming away with it here. Nasser finishing that one off beautifully underneath the nose of Antonio Hegi. A lot to do, kept his concentration, and Pablo, he broke away here beautifully now. Llorente on the play. Llorente forward, Llorente drives it forward and through the goals it goes. And now another monster hit from the halfway line by Tommy Beresford. All the way through, just drops it down straight through the middle of the goals. I mean, pinpoint accuracy there by Tommy. Kaku comes in, steals that one away, deflects that one off out the side, but quickly onto it is Beresford once again. Takes the hook, leaves it in turn. Unselfish play, therefore, Antonio Hegi just to push that one through the goals. And so, ladies and gentlemen, from myself, Adam Snowden, I will just leave you for a moment. I'll go down to the prize presentation. I will be back with you shortly. We've all been waiting for here. We have our prize presentation of His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023. I would like to invite up onto the stage His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Nayyan bin Zayed Al Nahyan, His Highness Sheikh Aisha bint Rashid Al Mullah, could we please have our officials to come up onto the stage? I would like to invite His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Nayyan bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Her Highness Sheikh Aisha bint Rashid Al Mullah, His Excellency Saleh Al Jaziri, Director General of the Department of Culture and Tourism in Abu Dhabi, His Excellency Saeed bin Hufan Al Masuri, the Vice Chairman of Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club, and of course, Mr. Ahmed Al Khawesi from the Abu Dhabi Sports Council. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let us start off with our umpires. Could I please call up on the stage Mr. Peter Wright? Peter Wright. Some might call him Peter Wrong. Jason Dixon and Santiago Torrequeta, our third man. What are you talking about? So thank you very much indeed for all your hard work. Didn't seem to get too much abuse out there on the field today, which was good to see. Not too much back chat. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our runners-up of the subsidiary final of His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup, I would like to call up onto the stage Habtoor Al Habtoor. Yes, melancholic. And who's the best player?
Pablo.
So unfortunately, he has disappeared for a family. So he's been represented there by Nico Isla. And next up on the stage, I would like to invite up Kieran Hall. And playing at number 3 for Habtoor Wolves is Carlos Maria Ulloa, affectionately known as Tolly Ulloa. And next in line will have to come up onto the stage, playing at number 4. Playing a very strong game indeed is our friend Juan Jaureche. Up you come, Juanji. Vamos. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. They fought well. They did incredibly, played some amazing games during the last 2 weeks. And I'd like to call up onto the stage our winners of His Highness the President of the Cup, Polo Cup 2023. Playing at number 1, it is Faris Al Yamouni. Playing at number 2, it was Cesar Cachete Crespo. And so next up, who I'd like to call up on the stage, if you're ready and waiting, I'm sure you are. I'd like to call up on the stage, playing at number 3, Felix S.A.N. Up you come, Felix. Thank you very much indeed. Another young man with a great talent who, in fact, will be playing with his teammate here this afternoon and also with Luquin Monteverde later in the season. A lot of young blood coming up and a lot of great talent. Felix S.A.N. Congratulations and well done. And playing at number 4, at the back door, it is the one and only Teo Lacau. Up you come, Teo. And now we'll just have a dual team photograph and a photograph of everybody there. So thank you very much indeed, gentlemen. And next what we have the finals of His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023. The runners up, playing at number 1, Her Highness Sheikh Ametha bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. And playing at number 2 for the UAE team, it is Luquin Monteverde.
We have this blank for the Polo Argentina,
Okay.
and the other one for the club. You have to merge, no?
No, I've got big. And playing at number 3, it is Antonio Heggie.
Blue rack. Open Maceo. She's here.
And of course, playing at number 4, the man who keeps them all under control, the man who's dangerous, the assassin from all over the field, it is the one and only Tommy Beresford. The man who dwarfs everybody. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we move forward to our winners, the winners of His Highness, the President of the UAE Polo Cup
2023 and retaining their title, and it is the homegrown Nasser Al Shamsi playing at number 1 for Ghantoot. And if there was a day ever to get it together, playing at number 2, I'd like to give a real warm welcome to Secundo Amadori. And next up on the stage, who I'd like to call up, it is Pablo Llorente, playing at number 3. Played an absolute blinder today. He certainly woke up today and started to play some great polo, which was wonderful to see. And the man that's always got a smile on his face, it is the one and only Marcos Cacuaraja. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for the award ceremony here now of the actual trophy itself. His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023 going to Ghantoot. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, and raise the roof. Congratulations to this Ghantoot team. To be collected there by Nasser Al Shamsi. So if he goes in the middle here, what we do need to do is we need to So congratulations to the Ghantoot team. We're not over, we're not done, we're not finished yet. We have our best player of the final, the MVP, and that there goes to Pablo Llorente. And then what we have next, we do actually have the pony prizes. We have 2 awards here for this today. The best playing pony and also the best playing Argentine red polo pony. We have Open Melancholic, who was played by Pablo. Well, that's accident waiting to happen. No, move out the way, please. Up onto the stage, please, for a group photograph. And thank you very much indeed. Now the ponies have left. Please raise the roof, and a big congratulations to Ghantoot having won the main final. A great game and no shame for the UAE. And of course, for Abu Dhabi and also Habtoor, thank you very much indeed for your contribution to the tournament. It's been greatly appreciated. There's a lot of work goes on behind the scenes, of which people I very much like to thank. And of course, these tournaments wouldn't be possible, of course, without the kind support of our sponsors and those who have participated here this afternoon. I don't have a list. I don't have a list. For His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Nayyan bin Zayed Al Nahyan. And another one, of course. Thank you, Paris. Well done. And we have one, of course, for His Excellency Saad Al Jazeeri, the Director General of the Department of Culture and Tourism in Abu Dhabi. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for your kind support here at Ghantoot. Thank you very much indeed, sir. It's greatly appreciated. And next, I'd like to invite up onto the stage a representative of the Abu Dhabi Sports Council to receive a certificate of appreciation from Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. Representative of Abu Dhabi Sports Council. Could I please next have a representative, please, of the General Command of the Armed Forces Al Fasan Aerobatic Show Team, please.
You're talking to me, I can't hear you. It's too low, I really can't hear. I'm turned fully up, but I can't hear anything.